Hey, welcome back to another episode of Eric's Camping Adventures. Today I want to give you a introduction to the building of my teardrop-like camper. It was a pretty exciting build to do. Um, it was very interesting. This build generated more laughter, emotions, fun, and even reaction from people. Um, I had a great high school friend, Amy Grisak, write an article about it in a magazine. Um, but it was really basically a simple thing to do. I went and had a old trailer left over from hauling some debris from my backyard, and I framed it out, and I read some plans about how to do this thing and tried to stay flexible as I built it. Um, Threw up a frame on the bottom and some sidewalls and dry fit it and pulled it back out. Tried to look at ways to make sure it was very stable. Slid a little groove in along the edge of that metal framing for the camper to make it more stable. Pulled out the framing after the dry fit, and instead of putting a water tank in, I decided to just loop PVC pipe through the framing. It held I think 11 gallons was the maximum capacity, which is plenty for a little trip. Put a little sump so it would pull from the lowest point, and a fill in an empty point. Just kept plugging away at it, reading more plans as I went, and again staying flexible as I built it. Put some internal oak framing and then followed it with some pine 2x2s to build the frame out. Put a box on the front for the battery and a charge controller, and cut some holes for doors in the side. I have to admit that as I cut them out, I was like, oh no, how's this going to work out? But figured it out as I went. Put a vent in the top, and just kept plugging away at this thing, trying to make it more stable, as well as keeping it light. Started to build in the back hatch there, and tested it out laying on top to make sure this thing was going to be strong. A lot of cross members in this to try to build the stability, and it ended up being strong. We pulled this thing all the way to Glacier National Park, and it came home in one piece. So there's the framing. Next time we'll talk about some building out of the inside before I got to the outside of the frame. Hey, you have a great day, and come back and watch some more.